Yeah, what's up? What's happening?
You know
Welcome
when you hear
in.
that noise?
You know what's coming on. Boston has entered the chat. He's my man, Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. Welcome into the chat.
Yes, Lord.
We got a packed show for you guys. Obviously, Patriots, big win, 19-3 over the Chicago Bears. Drake Maye, mother effer.
Yeah!
But he
Drake Maye.
No,
yeah.
go ahead. He didn't even have to put on the cape. It was a low tier. You know what it is? Jerod Mayo, mother effer.
Jerod Mayo.
Showing Matt Eberflus.
Finally.
Something, man. It's one game.
Finally.
It's a win. This is a lowly Bears team. We're going to break that all down. We'll talk about trending topics around the NFL, including Tom Brady.
Yep.
And the wait to get his statue unveiled. We'll also give out our game balls as always. Take a look around the league. Mac Jones making his return as a starter.
Mac Jones.
Yeah, but it was Mac Jones.
It was Mac Jones.
Interception, fumble.
Man.
All Mac Jones. And with that, and we'll take a look at the Monday Night Preview. Let's get into, as always, what's trending. So Roger Goodell, on the heels of the NFL playing their last international game of the season.
What a terrible game that was.
Chuba Hubbard had a great day.
He did.
Panthers win in overtime against the Giants.
Yeah.
We owe more to Europe than that type of matchup.
Absolutely.
It's going to be more than Europe. He says the plan is 8 international games next season.
Woo!
Ireland, Mexico City. Of course, that's in North America and Mexico. Spain, Europe, Brazil, South America, London, Germany, all hosting games.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, Ireland, obviously, they've had their football.
Yeah.
Obviously, they host Notre Dame games all the time. And actually, a few Irish friends, really big into football. Like, really knowledgeable. Know it. We've seen the growth of the game. I'm not going to hate on the international. We'll see where the Brazil game is. If it's in the same stadium, like, what are we doing again? Putting fans in that scenario. I'm all for the growth of the game. I can't hate. We just, again, owe them better matchups.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, you wanted to give them Daniel Jones against Bryce Young.
Yeah, that was never going to be a good idea, George.
Yeah.
I'm with you completely. When the NFL first started this international stuff, I thought, okay, well, people around the world don't care as much about football as we Americans do. So I wouldn't even necessarily say I was a hater to begin with. And you know me, I look for anything to hate on. But I just felt like it wouldn't work. I was just like, well, no one cares about football. But to be honest with you, I mean, these games have great turnouts. It seems like, look, I live in America, so it is what it is. Football's king here.
Yeah.
But it seems from the outside looking in, what the hell do I know? I'm not from these places, but it seems like they embrace it. It seems like it's going well. And so now I do understand why the NFL continues to expand and continue, in a lot of cases, to go back to some of these places. But in the end, just pick good matchups. Because now what has happened, I went from the beginning thinking, I don't really understand why the league's doing this, to now I love waking up on a Sunday morning, already hungover from my Saturday night. And I wake up, and there's a football game on TV. So you know what that means. Hair of the dog, baby. I mean, the best way to beat a hangover is to just get drunk again. So you watch. You get some, kegs and eggs. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I love these international games. Out of all these places you just named, George.
Ireland sounds fun,
Mexico
man.
City, Spain, Brazil, London, and Germany. Where are you going?
Ireland. You know what? And here we go. Eagles wearing their Kelly green uniforms in Ireland. How do you not do that?
Oh, you got to do that, right? All right.
You know, I'm a big Spain fan, so I'm interested in where the stadium will be. Do they go Madrid?
Madrid,
Do
I
they
would
go
think.
Barcelona?
All right.
Exactly. I think it would be Barcelona.
Yeah.
Barcelona hates their tourists, though. Like the locals.
Go Madrid,
Catalan. Go Madrid. You better hope it's a good time of year where it's not a million
Out of all
degrees.
these places, I would go to Brazil.
Brazil would be sick. How could
I'm going to Brazil.
No, pivot. Brazil.
I'm going to Brazil.
I would go with you to Brazil.
I'm going to Brazil. And I
mean,
may not come back.
Year.
I may stay. I'm not going to lie. Like, if the Patriots play in Brazil and Nesson decides, you know what? We're going to send our guys. I mean, listen, it's going to be Boston has entered the chat live from Brazil permanently because I'm not coming back. I'm just telling you now.
Time different? I feel like they're like an hour behind.
Brazil?
Our coast may go out further.
Here, let me look.
Start looking at.
I'm going to look at my phone right now. You know, there's a world clock feature on your phone. Did anyone know that? Just kidding. All right, here we go. Brazil, right now. What time do you think it is there? Or what do you think's the time difference?
It's
you said an hour?
Hour behind.
You know this?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
All right. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't want you to be right.
Our East Coast is further out than that.
It's 2 hours.
It's like same thing.
Enough.
Yeah. Panama City Beach in Florida is an hour behind us. You'd never know that
What?
because it's so far out on the Panhandle or whatever that is.
You paid attention in school, huh?
No.
That day you did.
You end up there for spring break and you go, wait, I'm an hour behind.
Oh, life. Spring break. Now we see the truth.
All right, Tom Brady was supposed to have a statue unveiling at Gillette Stadium this season.
Yeah.
Now reported that may have to be moved.
Why?
Because Tom Brady, of course, is now part of the Fox broadcast team, which is the A team. And obviously they go to the biggest games of the weekend. And they were eyeing week 2, hosting the Seahawks, where a bunch of the guys from Super Bowl teams would be there. Didn't happen. They were eyeing week 5, hosting the Dolphins, to a concussed. Thank God. It was a 15-10 final.
Yeah. Rams
and Colts games are CBS games. They have Chargers and Bills left at home. Yes. This team is a 3-win team because they caught the Bengals at the right time. They beat the Jets, who stink, and they just beat the Bears, who stink. Guess what, Roger Goodell? This is what happens. You guys are irrelevant. Fox won't give you the A team. And a man that went out and said Tom Brady's statue will stand 12 feet tall and it will be unveiled during the 2024 season. Not happening.
No.
Because you continue to do franchise ownership malpractice, don't invest in your team, and it's translating to losses. And you can't have the face of your franchise in the building to be honored with a statue unveiling because he has a job and your team is so bad, they won't send him to that just for him, but also they don't want to put you on TV.
All right, if you're going to put Bob Kraft on Front Street for all that, I'm going to caution him, okay? So while George is giving you the business, Kraft, listen to your boy Trav here, okay? Whoever did Dwayne Wade's statue down in Miami,
stay the hell away.
Keep him far away from Tom. You remember when, I think it was Deflategate, right?
Yeah.
And there were the court drawings of Tom Brady. Like, keep that person, whoever that was, far away from this statue. Bob, you got to get this right, bro. You got to get the statue right, man. Tom's a good-looking dude. Tom looks like a statue already. So really, the statue person don't do too damn much. Just take his likeness, put it in stone, and you're good. Like, don't try to get too artsy-fartsy here. And if it's wrong, this is on you, Bob Kraft, and it just goes on the tab that is growing with you, my friend, of things that's going wrong with this franchise. You better get this Tom statue right. You better. I don't care when it is. Next season, whatever game, you better get the statue right. That's on you, Bobo.
You remember when the schedule came out and there was one primetime game, and it was because you're playing the Jets.
It was a Thursday night that everybody gets.
And the other primetime game was a London game.
Right.
And I said it then, welcome to the life of being a Panthers fan, right?
Yeah.
Of being what normally is a Jets fan.
Damn.
Again, a reminder. And Robert Kraft, when stuff like this happens, there better be that internal tab he's taking of why team stinks. Why does the team stink? I'm not properly investing in them. Mm-hmm. Are you giving Elliott Wolf the all-out budget to bring in free agents because you have to overpay? Your price is not market price. Mm-hmm. Your price is the Patriots price, where you have to pay the tax of being a really bad team with a really bad future and not a good head coach and no sort of stability and culture. You have to overpay. Are you going to give that to this front office? Are you going to give it to your head coach? Are you going to do it when you invest around your rookie quarterback who's under cost control? Because they haven't had to pay for a quarterback since Tom Brady left. Cam Newton, Mac Jones, now Drake May. They haven't had to pay. This better be a wake-up call for Robert Kraft.
If you could pick the game where they do this statue and Brady's here, what would it be?
For next season?
Yeah, like, is there when you think of Brady and the Patriots, is there a particular team that you think of? Because the Patriots with Brady was that answer for a lot of fan bases.
Yeah.
If there's one team you hate or whatever, they'd be like, oh, Brady and the Patriots. But who was that, as someone who wasn't here, who was that team? From the outside looking in, I would think Colts or Steelers. I imagine maybe Ravens.
So they played the Panthers in 2025 at home.
That can't be it.
Well, they beat the Panthers in one of the Super Bowls to win it.
Yeah, that is true.
But here it is, 2025. You're hosting the Falcons. How do you not unveil the statue when you're hosting the Atlanta Falcons? It has to be it.
That's a game.
That's literally it.
That's a game.
The greatest comeback in the history of sports in a single game.
They'll want him on that game because he could talk about that Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
it.
game.
All
right, Patriots, Falcons. Don't mess this Brady statue up.
Kirk Cousins against Drake Maye, year 2 jump, 2 good offenses, 2 good quarterbacks, and you have the greatest quarterback of all time in the building, who, by the way, took the lone Super Bowl shot of that franchise away when he came back 28-3.
Boom.
Quick Falcons story. You want to share it?
Yeah.
Yours?
Oh, man. I've told this before, but it still hurts. Well, Falcons, Patriots, Super Bowl. I bet on the Falcons. I thought their team speed and youth would be too much for the Patriots. And I was right in the first half. And to celebrate, I was taking enormous amounts of shots. I mean, every Falcons touchdown, I took a shot. And they had a lot in that first half. And the last thing I remember is Lady Gaga jumping off the roof at halftime. And I passed out. And I woke up to everyone cheering. And me being like, what happened? And my wife saying the Patriots won. And I said, I'm sorry? What? And she said, the Patriots won. I said, Tom did it? He came back? What do you mean, America?
I'm drank with you. You don't get like that. Yeah, here we go. Here's Trav. Yep.
And it was just a bunch of noises from there. And
that's what you sound like on a Monday, too.
Yeah, I know. I literally have never bet on the Falcons since. True story.
And that's a true gambler, in my opinion. I respect you on that.
Grudges.
I just hear, I will never bet on the Falcons.
Never again.
And I don't blame you.
Never.
28-3, they were up.
Yeah.
Imagine anyone that took Patriots live, like money line. Went down to, like,
I wish I had.
There's someone that was in Vegas. I was like, F it, let me take
let me just
It's
do
Tom
it.
Brady.
God.
Because someone's like, they got Tom Brady. They got
Brady.
a chance.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
I wouldn't be here now. Tell you that. I'd be in Brazil.
Exactly.
With a Brady statue. I already had paid for a Brady statue.
Oh, my God. Exactly. Hey, make sure to check out the latest episode of Foxborough Rush. We always have new episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This one, a fun one, obviously breaking down the Patriots' third win of the season over the Bears. Keegan Stiefel joins the show. And we talk some, futures, outlooks for the Patriots. Better for them to win, better for them to tank, and get a higher draft pick. You know where I fall. Check out the latest episode of Foxborough Rush to find out where Travis falls on that one. Again, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so Patriots win 19-3.
Yep.
And big win for them in general, just to pick up any W. Mm-hmm. A game no one picked them. Everyone thought the Bears would dominate, including me, because of the Bears' offense. Well,
about that.
And that's where to begin. The Patriots' defense dominated. A team that came in with 5 sacks over the last 4 games, finished with 9 sacks in the game, 22 pressures. They had 25 pressures on the quarterback the last 4 weeks combined. But total yardage, net yards for the Bears, 142.
Goodness.
Patriots 328. And Drake Maye wasn't Superman, which makes it an even better win in my opinion.
Sure.
They showed competent football. They won 19-3. Drake Maye, 50 for 25, 184 yards, touchdown, bad interception, with 4 rushes for 24 yards, was bottled up, was not scrambling like we saw last week. They played disciplined football. They played competent football. They played good football, and they earned their third win. These are building blocks, and this is what you want to see. Against the Jets, they did enough at the right times to pull out a win, and dealing with Jacoby Brissett filling in. This one, front to start, looked like the better football team against a bad team, but front to start looked like the better football team, and they earned the win and didn't just throw up all over themselves. The standard is really low, but at least they looked like a competent football team.
I actually think this is the formula to how you win with Drake Maye right now. And you and I have been saying this from the beginning since he got in there. And I think it's what they wanted to try to do with Jacoby, but he's not the player that Drake is. But it's basically commitment to the run game. We saw that finally in this game against the Bears. They committed to running the football, okay? When you do that and you don't task Drake Maye with doing too damn much, as they have in some other weeks, I feel like when you put him in a position to, dare I say it, manage a game, boy, then you really see those special traits that he has. There are moments in this game where he would make eye-popping plays, but it's not like they were dependent on that. Basically, don't turn the ball over. Have a commitment to the run the football, and play solid defense. It's so simple. It's the most simple, vanilla thing you can do in the NFL, and it doesn't win you Super Bowls anymore. You have to be dynamic for that. But Just that simple formula, not turning the ball over, running the football effectively, and playing solid defense. You're going to win games. And your quarterback is going to be efficient.
And your point, this is a team that doesn't have the talent or coaching staff to win a Super Bowl.
That's right.
But you just want to continue to progress your rookie quarterback.
Yes, that's how you win games now, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm still over here on the sidelines thinking, man, I mean, I'm happy for the Patriots, but it is rock bottom for the Bears right now. Rock bottom. They have not been the same since that Hail Mary. That Hail Mary against the Commanders torpedoed their season. Yeah. They could not recover. Their coach wasn't able to refocus his guys and say, hey, snap the hell out of it, okay? We got next week to play a game here. They wallowed in it. They took shots in the media at their coach. I just think they lost hope in that game. They quit, really.
Yeah.
In that Hail Mary, they get slaughtered by the Cardinals the following week. They only score 9 points. And then you would think, okay, those were 2 games on the road. We lost one in a Hail Mary way. The Cardinals are playing well right now. Let's get right. Let's get right at home against a bad Patriots team with another rookie quarterback. Bad defense. Their head coach, they were thinking, is worse than theirs, probably. Wrong. And the Patriots come out and kick your ass. Look, Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron should be fired today.
Yeah.
Both of them. They should be fired today. I thought they should have been fired before the fourth quarter of the damn game against the Patriots, to be honest with you. It is rock bottom for that franchise. And so although I don't really want to see the Patriots win a ton of games here because I want them to have a better draft pick, I think it's less about what the Patriots did in that game and more about how bad the Bears are. They need changes now.
I agree, but there is a factor of when watching them, you go, oh, that was smart. Oh, that was good.
Sure.
And I think there was play calling that jumped out at me. 2 third downs on the same drive, which ended up punting, where penalties set them back. 3rd and 3, completion of Pop Douglas for 17 yards, making things easy for Drake Maye to get the ball out quick. Pop on that read was the 3rd read, I think. He was a short out. He had a fly route by the receiver and a deep out by Austin Hooper. All 3 reads to one side, 1, 2, 3, quick, get the ball out. Later in that drive, 14-yard completion to Hunter Henry. Short out while Austin Hooper's a deep crosser coming over the middle and on the back end of it, both on the left side, get that ball out quick. Even think about the lone touchdown of the day. Drake made it Jalen Polk. Off play action, Jalen Polk held the block for a second or 2,
he did a good job.
Sells it, leaks out wide open, easy completion. It was easy gimme plays, but that is what good play callers do.
Yes.
You want 15 plays for your quarterback to be gimme plays. Go right here with the ball, get it out quick and go. There weren't a lot of deep shots. It wasn't a lot of down the field attacks. And when they needed to, they did it. Like right before half. They force a punt, 35 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts, use both. Then on a backside dig to Kayshon Boutte, gains about 23 yards. He gets tackled 10 seconds left. I go, they have to spike this. I don't think they're going to. Everyone ran downfield. Everyone got set. They spiked it with a second, and they steal 3 points before the half. Competent, smart football in those spots. And what I like, Trav, after the game, Drake Maye pointed out that particular play, the preparation of it and execution. We got it right here.
Something we practice, credit to Coach Mayo and offensive guys and the staff. We practice those like nobody's business. We practice them every week, with big plays and a chunk play and getting up there and spiking it. And I think we even practiced that, in our walkthrough yesterday morning. I think that, almost like same exact thing where, we have no timeouts. It's either, rush the field goal team on. I don't know if we could have had time for that. So no timeouts. We had to clock it and it ended up working. So I think we looked at that same play on film, kind of the backside dig, and just shows, what, tribute of these coaches getting me prepared and just making the throw.
And that is a Drake Maye that also spoke with Alex Van Pelt and called out the offense on his own. He's like, we're not paying attention in detail. So he mentioned that early in the presser as well, but that's details. I mean, the execution we saw on both ends, but especially from the offense, was details. And in that moment, where we go back a week ago, and I'm ripping on them, how they handled the end of the game from every player and every coach. This was a 180, and that's what you want to see. At least they were doing their part.
Yeah.
The Bears were awful. The Bears are a bad team.
Terrible.
At least finally, a team that should be a get-right game is a get-right game for you.
Yeah, you're right. By the way, Drake Maye, I know he's young, but he is ready. That
Checks
dude,
the boxes.
He's
the
a leader.
intangibles.
And even, I remember, we always watch the press conference together. And the first thing when he came up to the podium, it's the first thing out of his mouth, he's like, give it up for the defense today. I mean, this guy is a leader. And I really appreciate that part of Drake Maye. And everyone said that, going back to the draft, that he was a leader and he had this. But they say that about all these quarterbacks. It's not until they're in your building that you realize it. And from day one, I love him at the podium. He speaks a little fast. He talks very fast for me, but some of that could just be nerves too, maybe. But he is, everything he says is on point, always. Yeah. I like that about Drake. As far as the coaching, you said something that just stood out to me. Eberflus and Waldron, I think, are going to get fired, right? But as much trash as I talk about Jerod Mayo and this coaching staff, and Van Pelt, the rest of them, I think you can clearly see bad and terrible and just, okay, well, they're not that bad. Like, in other words, the Bears have a dead man walking as a head coach. Like, he is lame duck as they come. If he doesn't get fired today, it'll be a miracle, okay? You think that team believes in that coach? How's not no, but hell no sound, okay? He's lost that locker room. It's over. That's terrible. That's the worst end of the spectrum. Then you have great coaches, and we know we don't have one of those. But Jerod Mayo is not at least on that end of the spectrum. And you saw it in this game. You literally saw it in this game. The Bears were so bad they couldn't get out of their own way. You have to give credit. I mean, the Patriots sacked Caleb Williams 9 times. You can't not give credit to the defense there. But that's a defensive game plan. Jerod Mayo had this team prepared, ready to go, high energy. I mean, they came out, their energy was higher than the Bears. The Bears were at home. You have to give credit. Some of the play calling that George is telling you, giving credit to Van Pelt here. So this coaching staff, I give them all the you-know-what in the world, but they're not that bad. They're not that bad. And if I'm Jerod Mayo, the messaging to my coaches right now is we won this game. We, as in the coaches, let's just keep getting better. We have to elevate our game. Just like we ask these players to do, these coaches have to get better too.
And he did start his presser. He shouted out his assistant coaches.
He should.
I give credit to DeMarcus Covington too. So this was a Bears offensive line already missing their starting tackles and their starting right guard to enter the game. Loser starting left guard. So at the end, the only one, if you go back a month, of what their starting offensive line was their center, who didn't look fantastic. But 9 sacks, 22 pressures, timely blitzes dialed up, like a Brendan Schooler blitz, a Del Pettis blitz. When those guys are getting home, and the timing of it was massive. Schooler's was on a third down. Pettis's gets Caleb down just before the end zone, which was really close to being a safety. But you're exploiting a weakness, which is their offensive line, and you're going to keep attacking because you know if you beat Caleb Williams, you beat them. And to your point of what we've seen in the past, Jerod Mayo has called his team soft. They ran for over 140 yards. They kept DeAndre Swift in check and kept the Bears under 75 yards rushing, and they contained the return game.
Wow.
They covered well on the kick. They were a tough football team today. They absolutely dominated the Bears. Caleb Williams, 16 for 30, 120 passing yards, and they contained him as well. Again, to DeMarcus Covington, his credit on what this defense did, because they've always struggled with that. They played well. They showed up.
Dude had no time at all. I mean, he would drop back, and there were Patriots in his lap. There was nothing he could do. I felt bad for him. You know, I'm a big fan of his. I root for the kid. I said, technically, I guess I was right. I said Drake Maye would outplay Caleb, but I thought Caleb would get the win, and my reasoning for it is because he has better pieces around him, better weapons.
Can't even get them the ball.
He couldn't get them the ball.
And the play calling was absolutely lost.
Terrible.
Too. Like this offense was terrible. What got me was you looked at the Bears' production. They had one drive go longer than 7 plays.
Jeez.
And their longest drive of the day was 55 yards.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Punt, field goal, punts. And then 2 on downs.
Gut feel. Eberflus, Waldron, gone today?
Yeah, I think you have to.
Me too.
And again, it's the miscalculation and the timing of the Bears. What's tough is Eberflus actually has 2 years left on his contract. So you'd think, you only got to pay 20-25. No, you're going to have to pay 2 head coaches, 25 and 26. But they should both be gone.
Is that an attractive job?
Yes.
Because Caleb's a pain in the ass, you think.
You have Caleb Williams. You have both tackles and Roma Dunze under cost control contract.
Yeah.
Roma Dunze leads the receivers in yards. You have good pieces on the defense, like a Montez Sweat and a Jalen Johnson with good linebackers. And you still have all your draft capital, too.
No concerns about
DJ
Caleb
Moore under
at all?
contract. No, it's been 10 games or 9 games. I'm not getting no concerns for Caleb.
All right.
He still showed the flashes. He can't consistently do it, but we see how an offensive line affects any quarterback.
Yeah.
And in Caleb's case, he's not as good under duress as Drake May is. But Drake May is a better playmaker with his legs. Caleb's athletic. Drake May is a better scrambler and rusher.
I wonder where that Bears job is as it pertains to some of the jobs we think are going to be open. We think the Giants may be open. We think, there's a number of openings that are coming, Vegas. And I just wonder with Caleb Williams, I mean, obviously, I think any coach that takes a job wants to know the quarterback situation, whether he's drafting one or one's already there. And I wonder how many coaches look at Caleb and think, I can't wait to work with that kid. And then how many look at him and think, I'm not so sure about this kid.
I think everyone would be excited.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Mahomes light, man. So I think they would want him. All right, let's get to our game balls. Who's the offensive player of the game?
I'm going Alex Van Pelt.
Oh.
Look, you'll see a theme with all my game balls this week. Alex Van Pelt, for the life of me. I've just been cussing at the television every week. That's what I do. I just cuss at this guy. Even when Drake May's playing well, I don't see enough creativity in how Drake May is being used. And then the run game. I just feel like he's like allergic to committing to running the football. Finally, against the Bears, I saw everything I liked. I saw a little more creativity in Drake May usage, and I certainly saw a commitment to the run. Alex Van Pelt got it right. There was a few moments in this game where George was pointing out how Drake May didn't have to see the whole field. He had all his weapons on one side of the field, and it made it easier for him to go through reads there. That's an Alex Van Pelt designed situation to make it easier for Drake May. So I'll give him credit for once in his life. Great job, Alex Van Pelt.
Especially doing that on third down.
Yeah.
Where your best play
kind of simplify it
is throwing the ball. Defense knows it. So obviously they're going to get home quicker and they're going to be blitz or pinning back their ears. Again, you make it quick. You make it easy. To me, that was big. The one thing I wanted to add, you were talking about Bears. Hold on, one more.
Cap space?
2025.
For Bears?
I cannot believe it. They have $74 million in cap space. You have 3 major positions under cost control, and you have $74 million in cap space.
There it is.
A lot has to go into that offensive line, though, because they have pieces there. But I think depending where they're going to be picking in the first round, they can go offensive line. My offensive player of the game, that's Joey Sly.
Yeah.
30, 37, 35, 33 were his makes. I mean, he was 25, 33, excuse me. But he was solid, and Drake May steals 3 points before the half. Joey Sly has to send it home. Really windy day at Soldier Field, which is difficult to kick at because it changes so many directions over the course of a game where it's very unpredictable. He was nails. They don't pull out this win without Joey Sly because they were still 1 for 5 in the red zone. But guess what? They were 4 for 4 on field goals, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I told you, man. I had a chance. He was with the Commanders when I was here in D.C. He was a really good kicker, and then he got hurt. And some other dweeb came in and they stuck with him. And Joey Sly was like kind of forgot about because that's what happens. If you're a kicker and you get hurt and the next guy's up and he kicks well, you're done. And so, once he was with the Patriots, I was like, oh, yeah, this guy's got a boot on him. I wish, look, even in one breath, I give Alex Van Pelt a game ball, and now I'm about to take a shot at him. But look, like they weren't great in the red zone. Joey Sly was the offense.
Yeah.
So I wish that, maybe there's some work to do with film or I don't know. But you got to get better in the red zone because against good teams, if you're getting down there, you got to get touchdowns. These field goals aren't going to work every week. Defensive player of the game for my game ball, I'm going back to the coaching staff again. Give me DeMarcus Covington.
Nice.
I thought the defense with 9 sacks. I mean, obviously, I could pick any of these guys off the defense and give a game ball too.
Yeah.
They all played well. But I'm going to go Covington here because the same way I gave Van Pelt credit for committing to the run, I love that Covington was like, listen, they can't block anyone.
Yeah.
We are just going to blitz the hell out of this kid the whole game
until
they make us pay for it. And the best way to really make a team pay for blitzing you is to throw it over the top. Caleb took a couple shots in that game, and there was nothing there. And then, to be honest, he really didn't have time to take any more shots than that anyways. The pressure on him was palpable. He couldn't do anything. Every time he dropped back, there were Patriots all in his kitchen sink. So I got to give DeMarcus Covington credit, just like I did Alex Van Pelt.
It's big of you. Both
Thanks.
assistant coaches.
This is growth. For me.
Proud of you.
This is growth.
Wait
till you get the MVP game ball. Oh, that's going to blow your mind. If you want to see George's head, just wait until I give the MVP game ball.
I was going to say I can't wait till next week after the Rams game.
Well, you got to fire everybody.
When Sean McVay's on the other sideline, competent coaching. I'll wait. I'll give them I'll give them one episode. Hey, make sure to check out the latest episode of Boston Center the chat. I know you're listening to it, but also make sure you email or call into the chat. Call in 617-790-0928. Leave a voicemail or email us thechat@nesson.com. We're working on something fun. We want to put together a nice life advice episode. Is college worth it? Should I go natural, cut, or lab grown for an engagement ring? I'm totally not talking about myself there. What do I do when I want to find a new job? That one, I swear to God, to our boss at Nesson, I'm not talking about myself. I'm just trying to think of it. Anyway, anything you want advice on, email us to the chat@nesson.com. That's Boston is in the chat. New episodes dropping every day of the week. I don't know. My
crazy.
defensive player of the game, it's the pass rush. So we're lock and step here.
Yeah.
I give that. They've been a non-factor, even against the Jaguars, where they had 4 pressures, no sacks. But it was Dietrich Wise and Anthony Jennings having a big presence. Keon White finally popping back off the tape as well. And I go back to 22 pressures, 9 sacks. In sacks-wise, eclipsing your past 4 games.
Right.
Pressures-wise, almost doing that all in one game. It was a really bad O-line, but that's a good quarterback. You were able to get to him and keep him contained and keep him in check. They did superb on the pass rush. What about team MVP?
I'm going Jerod Mayo.
Whoa.
I mean, listen. Alex Van Pelt got a game ball. DeMarcus Covington got a game ball.
You get a game ball. They get a game ball.
Everybody
gets a game ball.
Listen, Jerod Mayo, you deserve this, man. Credit to you. This team was prepared, ready to go against a team that's quit on their coach. I didn't know that coming into this game. I thought they were just going through hard times. No, they've quit on their coach.
Yeah.
Your team has not quit on you, and they've had every reason to do it. You've called them names, called them soft.
Pressed every button the right way.
Yeah. You pointed the finger at people. You haven't taken accountability. I mean, this team could have quit on you weeks ago, and they haven't. They're fighting for you. You haven't prepared. They were high energy. They came into Chicago more into this game than the Bears, who are at home against you. And you would think, as we said earlier, a get-right game. You got to give Jerod Mayo credit here. And listen, I think you're right. I think when we see him against Sean McVay, it could look a lot different. But I'm glad I got a chance to watch him against a putrid head coach and see that Jerod Mayo's not that bad. So that means there's room for growth there. Jerod Mayo, you get the game ball. Growth, man. I'm telling you, look at me. I get no credit at home.
Who's this guy sitting across from me?
Listen, I get no credit at home for the growth that has become amongst me. But let me tell you something. I've grown a lot.
I can't believe the man I'm looking at.
I know, man.
I'm so proud of you, bud.
I know.
So proud of you. Same thing. You give it to Jerod. I'm giving it. This is when I point out what Alex Van Pelt and DeMarcus Covington did. And even to the point of, like, we've seen Jalen Polk struggle week in and week out.
Yeah.
They stuck with him. And that touchdown's massive in the scheme, in the execution, obviously in the outcome of a game. That touchdown is massive, too, because you need Jalen Polk to work out.
Yeah.
That is your second-round pick. Good route runner.
Yeah.
He was a good pass catcher in college. Like, this is a shock to everyone that's seeing what's happened to him on the field. Get the confidence back up. Give him plays like this. Show you as a coaching staff you're still invested in him. Mm-hmm. Because if you just write him off, then it could shoot his confidence and maybe he never recovers. Mm-hmm. Keep him locked in. And just like that, the glimpses. Right before half, the play calling, the timing of the timeouts, some of that I didn't love, but the execution of a backside dig to Kayshon Boutte for a long gain and then being able to spike it. And it was a mixed delivery of Austin Hooper, Kayshon Boutte, and Pop Douglas. It wasn't all one guy like we've seen in the past. And then on DeMarcus Covington's part, this was a Bears team that had a lot of success whenever they run the ball, and they couldn't do it. They were 1 for 14 on third down. 10 of those third downs were thirds and longs, so like 3rd and 6 and more. A lot of them behind the sticks. Again, they kept this offense in check, which is hard because this is a talented offense. All right, let's get to our Week 10 takeaways.
Oh, man.
See the Chiefs win?
I did.
Block field goal, 16-14 over the
Who
Broncos.
wins like that? Like, it's just
Kansas
these
City
guys,
Chiefs.
man. It's unbelievable, bro. Like, Denver Broncos, you had one job. Like, how'd you blow this? You had the game.
14-3 at one point. 16-14 final.
That just
Chiefs
makes you
stay undefeated.
sick. If you're a Broncos fan, you are just sick to your stomach. By the way, that's a pretty good team, though.
Broncos?
Yeah,
Yes.
low key.
Especially
I don't
with
think
that
they're going
defense.
anywhere.
No.
They're not going to make the playoffs or anything like that. But Sean Payton's building something pretty special there.
When your needs are, you need it, you have needs at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Some people believe in that rookie QB. I don't. But you have those needs, wide receiver, offensive line, running back, and that's a late pick in my opinion. And a team that actually next season will have around $60 million in cap space as well. Building blocks are there. The defense is taken care of. Invest everywhere. Bo Nix, 20 for 30, 215, 2 touchdowns. But you know where I'll get you. Average depth of target, 6.5 yards.
He doesn't throw long.
And that's why he's not good.
I think he's good. I think for Sean Payton's system, he's a perfect quarterback.
If he can grow and flourish, I mean, he has over 60 college starts under his belt.
Yeah.
And if he can if he's eventually a guy that can attack downfield, fine.
Yeah,
Or
I don't know.
will he be a later year Drew Brees, where it's short to intermediate?
That's what I think.
Which a lot of defenses are fine with and they'll live with. It's how they play. He could translate and he could pan out for Sean Payton. Mac Jones, first start for the Jaguars.
Who? Mac Jones.
Jaguars lost 12-6, I believe, is the final.
Oh, my God. Was that right? 12-9, I think, right?
12-9?
12-7.
12-7.
We're both wrong. What a disgusting game
Yes,
that was.
it was an awful display of football. Mac Jones's final stat line, 14 for 22, 111 yards,
Ooh.
5 yards per attempt, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble. Jaguars' last 3 drives, interception, fumble.
Yikes.
Mac Jones. That's
Gross.
it. Mac Jones.
He's not good at football.
No.
You know what's funny? He had like a quarterback sneak touchdown or something early in that game. And he gets up and he just starts jawing at everyone. Yeah. Who do you think you are? I am. Like, get out of here, bro. You're a loser.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the game happens, and it's like, yeah, that's why you should just keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
You're a backup quarterback. Like, shh.
It's Mac Jones, man.
Rumors are Trevor Lawrence might be out for the whole year, though.
I think he should. Look at the season. The coach is going to be fired.
Yeah.
He could be, again,
Shut
Doug
it down.
Peterson can be fired this week or after they play the Lions next week.
Yeah.
Because then it just gets you a head start on a bye. I think you just fire him. Like, what's the point of keeping him 1 week longer? It's a mess in
Better
Jacksonville.
gig, Jacksonville or Chicago?
Chicago. Team construction, potential, Chicago. I don't know the Jags cap space, Chicago.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is taking all the damn cap space. You already paid him, so you're stuck
exactly.
with him.
See, exactly. That's your answer there.
Yeah.
And you have you're better everything in Chicago. Defense, receivers, quarterback, Chicago.
If I took that Jacksonville job, the first thing I'd do is get Mac Jones out of there.
Yes. You would not want that in the locker room.
Trade him
It's also
somewhere.
him like talking all that crap. It's like, dude, shut
Yeah.
up.
I'd trade him to the Arena League.
Sam Darnold threw 3 interceptions. That's why that game was as close.
Right.
You knew Mac was going to struggle.
Yeah.
And eventually he shined through. He only had 111 passing yards. I'm done with him.
He's gross.
Hey, check out the latest episode of Respect Her Game. That's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Prime, wherever your podcasts are found. Check out the latest episode of Respect Her Game, also on Neston's YouTube page. Head there, hit the subscribe button. Again, that's RHG, a.k.a. Respect Her Game. So after all this, Monday Night Football is going to be a good one, man.
After all that.
I like whenever Matt Stafford's in prime time. So that's what I'm stoked about. Dolphins at Rams. Dolphins with Tua back. They've scored 27 points the last 2 weeks. The defense has been bad. And they've lost to the Cardinals and Bills. While this Rams team is surging.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. This game, I think Rams win it. They're favored by 2.5. This game sets a table. Can they be legit and make a playoff run in a division that is wide open?
Why are you asking that question? You know the answer is yes.
Yes.
Of course they
I
can
think
make
they
a
can.
playoff run.
I don't want to be a little echo chamber-y. What's your case for them making a playoff run?
Well, let me answer that and then give you my prediction because I'm thinking opposites here. I believe the Rams can go on a playoff run.
Yeah.
And can win the NFC. I think the Rams could be in the Super Bowl.
NFC?
Yeah, I do. You know why? I trust the quarterback and I trust the head coach. And I think in this league, especially when you get to January, you have to have that. You have to have that quarterback-coach combo, preferably with playoff experience, as both of them have.
Yeah.
Both Super Bowl champions. I do. I don't right now. I tell you the combos I don't trust. I don't trust Brock Purdy and Shanahan. I don't trust Sirianni and Hurts. I'm just talking NFC here.
Yeah.
I don't trust Bowles and Mayfield. So Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn, I like it. I don't know if I trust it. So as I look around the NFC, it's McVay and Goff. Now, or it's McVay and Goff. Although I do like Goff and Campbell, but it's McVay and Stafford. So I say all that to say, this is a Dolphin season, man. This is it.
Oh, yes. This
is the season.
But the defense hasn't been playing well.
I can name 10 things they don't do well. I'm taking the Dolphins to win the game.
What the hell? Why?
I'm taking the Dolphins to win the game.
LA.
Yeah, I am.
Why?
Desperation. I think if they lose this game, they know their season's over. Now, it's still, by the way, they could win this game and their season still could be over. I mean, they're in a pretty deep hole in the AFC, which is obviously a superior conference in the NFC. But if you win, confidence is there. You start to believe we could get this done, guys. I mean, we've seen this with the Bengals. The Bengals have really clawed their way back into the wild card picture. Yeah, I'm going Dolphins here.
Wow.
I think desperation. McDaniels could call a great game, just like McVay can. Tua, although I like Stafford better, he's a better player. Tua in this system makes plays. Or defense has to show up.
He's been fine his 2 starts back.
I would think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I'll give you a score here. Look, I'm going to go 30s. I tell you what, I'll go 34-30 Dolphins.
Track meet win.
Yep.
I mean, that's how they have to win.
Yep.
They've lost 28-27 to the Cardinals. And same thing, they put up 27, couldn't get stops against the Bills.
I'll go 34-30.
Well.
I think the wide receivers are just going to be stars on both sides. Rams have good ones, and obviously we know what the Dolphins have.
And that's why I go over on this one, 49.5.
Yeah.
I think the Rams win. Similar to you.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 34-27 final.
Okay, similar, yeah, but just different team.
Yeah.
All right.
So I don't hate the Rams covering, especially if that number's below a field goal.
Yeah.
But Dolphins aren't good against a run, and Kyron Williams is just a beast.
He is.
With Matt Stafford clicking, they're getting their offensive line back. Jerod Mayo continues to be one of the best rookies in the league and isn't talked about enough.
Do you remember where I said?
All over.
You remember
Ninth
where I
to
said
the
he should
Falcons.
be? No,
Bears.
Yep. Think about their season now.
Yeah, the offense was the issue with Chicago. So, but the outlook on that is you would have Montez Sweat and Jerod Mayo. Again,
Right.
edge is a priority position.
Yep.
Instead, they triple down on receiver when you have an awful offense existence where you can't even get the receiver a ball. But I think how good Jerod Mayo has been up front. These secondaries are challenged, and so that's why I go over, again, because it's talent. And look at Tua, 230-plus yards, his 2 games back, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, his last 2 games back, and completing over 78% of his passes, well over the average of the last 2 games. And then it's Matt Stafford, it's Cooper Kupp, it's Puka Nacua. And we've seen how he has stepped up when Nacua gets thrown out of a game-winning touchdown goes to DeMarcus Robinson. Like all these backup key pieces as well. A Tyler Johnson with a huge 3rd down catch. The depth, the play calling, the coaching, I'm banking on Matt Stafford in this one. But I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. So I like the over on this.
I do like the game. By the way, you brought up the line. It is the Rams favored by 2.5.
Right there. It's right on the cusp
right
before
there.
it gets over a field goal.
So I'm looking for the Dolphins here. I like the Dolphins on the money line, plus 115, to be honest with you. I think they're going to win the game.
Even look at the Rams right now. They're 4-4. Miami, that's 5-4. New England, 6-4.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right, sure.
Philly, let's say Philly beats them, but they're hosting the Eagles, which is big.
That's huge.
But I think Philly fans travel to LA. Let's say they drop that one, so they're 6-5 at New Orleans, 7-5. Versus Buffalo could be another L.
Yeah, it could be.
7-6. See, they're just teetering on the cusp.
Yep.
Then their final 4 at San Fran, at the Jets, win at the Jets. Versus Arizona, versus Seattle. It's tough.
Like
it's a tough
9
schedule.
wins, 9-8 maybe.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? Let's say the Rams get in as a wild card. You know this as well as I do. No one, and I mean nobody, wants that team coming into their building.
Nope.
No one. They want no parts of the Rams.
They have experience. They have talent. They have
Can you
execution.
imagine if you're I don't know. I'm just making this up. If you're the Packers,
Yeah.
and the Rams come to Lambeau, like you're nervous. You're nervous. If you're the 49ers, that's the last team you want to see coming into the Bay.
Man, well, think about it like this. If you're the Packers, you'll have to go to L.A. maybe. If they win the division, Dolphins,
Well, if they win the division.
Lions will win
I'm
the
saying
North.
if they're a wild card.
Yeah. We
You
could
know?
see a matchup potentially
Right.
where if there's upsets going. No, I get it.
Stafford comes back to Detroit, rips your heart out. That would be
Minnesota,
tough.
tough place to play, but you want Sam Darnold going throw for throw with Matt Stafford?
There's a storyline. Goes back to Detroit and rips their hearts right
Oh
out
my
of their
God.
chest.
Wow.
And then he goes to the Super Bowl. That'd be nuts.
That's a team that
That'd be
crossed my mind.
nuts.
And that's a team that crossed my mind. When you said they go to Super Bowl, I go, really? Because
That'd
it's
be
Lions.
nuts. He
In
goes to Detroit, beats their ass, ends their Super Bowl dreams.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Shee! Heartbreak City for you better hug a Lions fan if that happens." I'm just telling you.
I would love that as like a middle finger to a
That'd be
franchise that fumbled
crazy.
him away.
That'd be crazy, bro.
He's good, man. I agree with you. That's a team you don't want to face. Defense is clicking, but you know that you have to put up 28 points to keep up with that offense.
Yeah.
And big games, big execution. Sean McVay, Matt Stafford, guys that have been there, done that with the trust.
Yep.
And to your point, too, coaching does matter, especially in the postseason. Sean McVay in a coaching matchup with Dan Campbell, you take Sean McVay.
In this game, though, give me the Dolphins. Desperation.
Yeah, I can't see it.
34-30. Dolphins.
You could be desperate, but when you're bad on defense,
They're terrible.
there's no hiding
Terrible.
that. Exactly. He's Travis Thomas. I'm George Balekji. This was Boston Has Ended the Chat. We got new episodes dropping every day of the week. Make sure to check those out wherever you get your podcast. And go to Ness's YouTube page. Hit the subscribe button as well. Find us there. Foxborough Rush. Hold my banner. Respect her game.
Come on.
3 times 11. Boston Has Ended the Chat with the two of us. All right there. We'll see you guys next time.